Hello, this is Ujjwal from Handmade with Love, and today I'm sharing a fun watercolor card that I created using Hero Arts stamps. I will be using the Canson 300 GSM watercolor paper for this and Hero Arts Cling stamp that has been with me for quite some time, and I don't use it that often, so I decided to bring out the supplies that I don't use that often and create a card today. So I've cut my watercolor paper into half. So I have a piece that measures 6 by 4 inches. I will use one part as the base and the other part for stamping out my flowers. I used some distress inks. I think I used faded jeans to stamp out the flowers. And now we are going to just color them in with distress inks. So I'm not aiming for a very fine, detailed, or a realistic watercolor look with these flowers. I want them to be very artistry and very loose, and you just go with the flow kinds, wet on wet technique I'll be using today. So what I'm doing is I have a bit of tumbled glass distressing on my craft sheet, and I'm using my water brush to put some ink, put a light wash of blue ink on the flowers. And if you notice, I'm not really taking a fresh color. I am mostly using the water from the brush to pull out the ink that is already there on my stamped flowers. Since I used distress ink to stamp my flowers, I can easily mix it with water. It reacts with water and comes off easily, and this will also dilute the lines, the stamping lines, and make them a bit hazy, and that is what I want to do. Next, what I did was I did take some Mermaid Lagoon distress ink. It's a very pretty bright blue color, and again, I am not being perfect with this. I am just adding color, and mostly first layer is pulling the color out from the stamped image so that it's lighter, the lines are lighter, and the second layer is the Mermaid Lagoon distress ink, which I have concentrated mostly in the center and not spread it up to the edges. So you can see that I'm just focusing on the center and just adding color while the flower is still wet, so it moves around on its own, and I'm just adding water and doing my thing. Now again, still while it is still dry, it is damp and not very wet right now, I'm going to add some purple. I'm using Dusty Concord distressing for this, and I will be using this purple to mostly define my edges and define the petals that I have, that I blurred out in my first two washes. I'm going to define it with the purple, so I'm going to add a bit of highlight and a bit of darker color on the inside so that my petals are more visible. And again, no perfect way to do this. I'm using a little less water right now on this layer though, and now you can see I've just put it up on close up so you can see me color. I'm just adding a little bit more of blue to make it a little bit more vibrant, and yeah, just dropping in the color and just letting it do its own job. So again, I do not want a realistic look for these flowers today. I just want them to be very artsy, very loose, and just go with the flow kinds. So I'll do the same thing with my second flower, the third flower as well. I'll just use the purple to define the edges and just add a bit of shadow and a bit of highlight here and there, and then drop in more color and more water if I need to be. And I did try to have any hard edges while doing this, so whenever I see a hard edge building, I am going to add more water and more color and just blend it through. So you can see that now that I've added purple, I can see the flower definition a little bit better. I can make out the petals better. So that is all I'm aiming for here, and For this color combination, I actually took a color palette from the internet. I will be posting it on my blog post for you to use if you want to. Next, now that my flowers are dry, you could let them air dry, but I just used my heat gun to zap it up. But now the next thing that I want to do is I want to add more details. So I'm using the actual stamp as a guide, and I've switched to a regular paintbrush. I'm using a liner brush to add the details, and this is because I feel I have more control of water and color with a regular paintbrush than with a water brush. So once all the detailing is done, I just went ahead and fuzzy cut out the flowers altogether, and now we are going to work on the background. So for the background, I want to have the flowers in a diagonal, and so I want to add color in the diagonal as well. So if you notice, I picked up my water brush and then I realized that I need to add tons of water, and it will work better if I do it with a regular paintbrush. So I took a flat paintbrush, I think it's number 4, and I just went ahead and applied lots of clean water, and now I'm dropping in the distress ink. I think it is chipped sapphire distress ink. I will list down all the colors in the description below. But yeah, I'm just dropping in color, just making a mess out of it, and just having fun, just playing with it, letting it drip and go all over, and just going on adding more color and more water, and just letting it do its own job. I'm not really doing anything here. I'm just adding more color we want. So I wanted the edges to be a little bit darker, and I'm adding more color there, and I'll just keep on doing this process till I'm satisfied with how it looks. Once I had the color down, I went on ahead and added some splatters while it was still wet, because it gives a different kind of an effect when you add these splatters when the water is still wet. So I just went on ahead and add some splatters, and now I'm heating it up. I'm just trying to make it dry so I can see how it looks, and then I will go ahead again and add some more color because I want it to be a little bit more darker. So once it was dry, I could see how it would look exactly when it dries, because the colors tend to tone down a little after they dry. So then I just went ahead, added some more splatters, this time on a dry surface, so they'll stay true there. And I also went in ahead and added some more color, darker color right where my flowers will be. Next, I took the one of my oldest stamp sets ever. It's called Speckled Ornament. I think it's discontinued now. It's from Hero Arts, and it is one of the very first stamps that I bought about 6.5 or 7 years ago. And I took that leaf image from that. It's a solid image, and I'm going to add some leaves to the background. So I'm going to add some leaves randomly in the background, just peeking out. I just want them to be peeking out behind the flowers, so I just go ahead and keep adding a few leaves in the background. So as you can see, you do not really have to be an artist or a watercolor expert for creating this kind of a card. Watercolors are a great medium. I've been playing with them since I was a kid, and I just love that they do a lot of work for you, and I absolutely love playing with them. I have some of my older cards, very old cards that I made while I was in school, and I still have them, and I watercolored them, and they're still as beautiful as ever. So I absolutely love this. And now you can see that I have stamped all my images, so there are a few leaves that are peeking out, few vines that are peeking out. And next I'm going to add some sentiment. Again, this is an old set. I will list it down below. I'm not sure if it's still available, but I'm going to add this sentiment in dusty Concord ink, so the sentiment doesn't really stand out. It's like it goes with the background. It says, "Just wanted to let you know that you're fabulous," and I think that's a pretty cute sentiment. And then I just went ahead, added my card, some with foam tape and a few, like one with directly with the glue, and then I mounted it on my purple purple card base, and that was it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give watercoloring a try. I absolutely love this medium, and it has so much potential, right from a novice to a person who is an expert in watercolors. So thank you for watching today. Have a great day.